Hello everyone, I am Taureor and welcome to yet another one of my Hearts of Iron 4 challenges. This one is a bit different, it's not by popular demand, just something I thought I would try, and if I fail, that's fine. Anyway, we're going to play as the Soviet Union and we need to capitulate Germany. Sounds very easy, doesn't it? However, there's a little bit of a catch. We're not allowed to have an army. Not one soldier, no army at all. This video is sponsored by Green Man Gaming, who are running a huge sale on all Paradox titles this weekend. For example, the Together for Victory DLC that enables the puppet mechanics I use all the time is 61% off right now if you use a promo code they give you on the site, and the base game is 68% off. If that is something you are interested in, follow the link in the description. Okay, back to the video. We can't have soldiers, we can't build soldiers, we can't send them as expeditionary forces. If we are sent some expeditionary forces, we can't use them. Now, the tools that we can use are the Navy, Air Force, puppets, and political meddling. Let's see if we can lead to the capitulation of Germany without having an army at all. And we'll be playing on historical focuses, so if we do nothing and just sit by, even if Germany doesn't attack us, they will do fine against the Allies. So the question isn't really if we can beat Germany, is can we influence the situation in the world enough for them to be beaten? Anyway, let's go. I'm in mode historical focuses, regular difficulty, Soviet Union. Yes, I'm in Soviet Union 5 because I play as the Soviets a lot. So our first move, unfortunately, has to be to take all our troops and disband them. Now, while we can't have an army ourselves, we can have puppets. So let's go to Manage Occupied Territories and release all the nations we can as puppets. Our most important one, at least early on, will be Ukraine, because they will have the most manpower. Let's do some basic research, but this time we can essentially ignore anything related with the land doctrine, although better equipment could be useful. What we will research is close air support. It is going to be quite handy in damaging the enemy. Let's get some extra factories going, we'll need them later. Let's try getting some battleships going. Our first moves politically will be the Stalin Constitution. This should satisfy our production needs. We're going to be sending this as a lend-lease to our subjects and allies. And finally, let's get some fighters and bombers. Time for some lend-lease. As you can see from disbanding our troops, we got a lot of equipment. I'm going to keep that for now. We're going to send it to Republican Spain to make them win the war. Let's send half of all the stuff we have to the Ukrainians, and then we'll split the rest. This is just a one-time donation, and that will be enough for them to make a huge army. Let's send this once to Belarus. And we also have 3 independent socialist republics down here. Let's send them a little bit as well. And let's unpause. Hopefully they will create powerful armies very quickly. We have enough political power to start justifying our first war goal. It is going to be against Poland. Yes, I'm going to try and conquer Poland without an army before Germany takes them. And now I can also start changing ideologies in some countries. I'm hoping to switch Romania to communism, because otherwise they will join the Axis. We would rather have them on our side. France will be against the Axis anyway. It would be great if we could change Italy. However, with the changes to events, it's not really likely that it will work. However, I can still try it. So let's spend some political power on that. And finally, Japan. Japan is a major threat. If we can switch them to communism, that will clear things up. Essentially, we're trying to deprive the Germans of as many allies as we can. Now, having Trotsky back might be a good choice for such a strategy. However, I can't win the resulting civil war without an army, so we are stuck with Joseph. Our first lend-lease seems to have been delivered. Let's set up a periodic one now. Enough PP to switch to war economy. As you can see, justifying the war goal on Poland is the first thing we did and the only thing we did, the only aggressive thing we did. So our threat and world tension is not enough for them to be guaranteed. Let's get a popular figurehead. The boost in stability will increase our political power gain. As you can see, the Ukrainians are already preparing an army. Let's get all our planes in position. Spanish Civil War, which is what I was saving the old equipment for. We're not going to send in volunteers because we can't own an army, but what we can do is send some guns, and that should be enough. I'm just sending all the old guns to Republican Spain, which should be sufficient for them to win. We can lower a subject's autonomy, but we don't want to. We want them strong. Let's declare war on Poland. They're not guaranteed by anyone. Now, the cool thing about having puppets on their border is that I don't actually need to call them in just yet. I can make sure they are well prepared for the fight before I call them in. Our planes are already doing their thing. Ukraine seems to think they're ready to fight Poland. I suppose I will accept the request. Yeah, they're gonna have some trouble, but I think they'll push back, especially since we are helping them with our air force. Since we are calling in Ukraine, I suppose I should call Belarus as well. No, Ukraine is actually not doing great. Well, hopefully Belarus can balance this out, because they'll have to fight on more fronts. How's Republican Spain doing? Not so great. Seems like the guns I sent might not have been sufficient. Let's send them some tanks as well. This is gonna take a long time. If we had an army, well, but we don't. Let's use the fact that we have generated some world attention, and that we do have some spare political power, to make sure the Allies get involved in the war, because that is not a given if Poland is not there. So let's get Belgium guaranteed by Britain. Alright, and France. Let's cancel the justification now. We should do the same thing to the Netherlands, just to make sure they're involved. I think it's about time we started the purge, otherwise we might have to deal with Trotsky. Interesting, we can get a war goal against communist China. We're not really interested in meddling there. German-Soviet treaty. This is not Molotov-Ribbentrop yet. Let's accept that. As for Molotov-Ribbentrop, we'll have to refuse that one, but that happens much later. Okay, making nice gains in Poland. I think we have broken my beloved country. If the Germans do around Maginot, they can attack them, but that doesn't guarantee they'll join the Allies if Poland is not taken, first. And we're preventing that right now. How's Romania doing? Poland should be capitulating soon. Poland is about to be... Oh, yeah, here we go. So, the peace deal with Poland is going to be a little bit tricky, because we want to have Poland as a puppet, but not just like that. We're going to have to fragment it. As a Polish person, I am very sorry I have to do this. See, now Ukraine will have a border with the Germans, Belarus will have a border with the Germans, and finally Poland will also have a border with the Germans, because we're going to puppet Poland. Poland is small and weak right now, but hopefully that will be sufficient to, beat up the Germans. Let's send all the remaining tanks to Poland. And that will do it. Employing this solution, we have all our puppets, well, all our puppets in here, actually have a border with the Germans, thus they should all engage in a fight. If we kept Belarus here, Ukraine here, and just had Poland, then only Poland would take, the first wave of the German attack, and now we can spread the load. The Anschluss of Austria has happened, now we have to pay closer attention to Czechoslovakia. I thought about influencing Hungary's politics as well, but that wouldn't work, I think. Then again, it is a bit too late now, isn't it? You know what? Actually, I could stop them. Yes, let's try boosting party popularity in Hungary. Maybe that will stop them from renouncing the Treaty of Trianon, which in return would prevent them from joining the Axis, thus making life a little bit easier for us. Going well for Republican Spain. Come on, Romania, go pro-communist. Poland building an army. Slowly. Finally, Republican Spain has won. There are a few things I want here, however, don't really have political power. For now, let's go with free trade for the research bonus. Come on, Romania, join me, and together we can rule the world as Soviet Union and puppet. Germany is doing demands to that land. Theoretically, I might be able to force the Allies to guarantee Czechoslovakia if I start justifying a war goal on them right now. Let's see if that works out. Okay, they have guaranteed them, but they will probably abandon them. Right, let's see what happens when they demand Sudetenland. I think the Allied guarantees clear up when that happens, but I'm not sure. Well, that's sad. We'll try that again when he's doing Fate of Czechoslovakia. Now, a bit of an interesting development. Since we have seized Danzig, Germany cannot do that focus anymore, so they are doing around Maginot instead, and they are going to attack the Allies now, which gives me a little bit more time to prepare, and they did not do Fate of Czechoslovakia. I'm not sure why they didn't do Fate of Czechoslovakia, but that is also good for me, since they will be denied some of their industry. I could try and intervene and make them fight on two fronts, theoretically. I think I'm actually going to do that, though not the way you might think. Let's wait for them to be at war with Britain. Right, now we can quickly justify a war goal on them. Italy joined Axis, which is unfortunate and also means that me boosting communism is probably pointless, although they still haven't joined the war, so I'm going to wait with cancelling my support. Now we're going to justify a war goal on Germany and declare war, but not call in our puppets. This way, they will have to garrison our border, the borders with our puppets, but we will not actually engage them in combat yet. Oh, they're doing Fate of Czechoslovakia now, which suggests that Czechoslovakia is going to be attacked in a moment. Because if Germany is at war, then Czechoslovakia usually doesn't accept their demands. Our justification is complete. Let's declare war on them, but not call anyone in. At least not yet. Now, if I attacked now, I would be able to make some gains, probably, but it is more likely that we would get squashed. I think it is more prudent to just wait a little bit longer. In the meantime, I am bombing them. Naval domination against Germany is looking good. Italy has joined. Alright then. Boosting popularity makes no sense anymore. But Hungary and Romania are still neutral. Let's also increase the mission efficiency. Everywhere. France has capitulated. Alright, cool. With just bombing, we've killed 177,000 German troops. Good. The Romanians have done this, appoint pro-allied government. Only 2 focuses left to switch them to democracy fully, which would lead them to join the Allies, which would be beneficial to me. Yeah, Czechoslovakia is gonna get squashed. However, we can damage the Germans quite a lot with just our air force. We have killed 1/3 of a million Germans with just our planes. Bulgaria joined Axis. Interesting. Unfortunate, but interesting. How's Hungary? Staying neutral. Good. We can invite someone to the faction. Republican Spain. Gladly. What we're essentially doing now is exhausting the Germans, destroying their military, killing their troops, destroying their factories, and all that, whilst our troops are free to prepare for the conflict. This is one of the beautiful things in having puppets. You can use them to control the borders with your enemies. If I had this all myself, we would have to fight them. But if I didn't call the puppets in, well, the Germans can't do anything. They just have to sit here and take it. Now, Germany has suffered massive losses already. Czechoslovakia is still defending. Romania and Hungary are not involved. I think this might actually be a good moment to attack. I'm not sure. I might be wasting, good opportunity, but our forces on the border at least are stronger than theirs. So what I'm going to do is call 3 of my puppets to war. Well, more than 3. Poland, Ukraine, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Belarus. And Spain. Mongolia and Tanutuva can stay out. Let's see how that works out. We should still be maintaining air superiority. In most cases, let's just focus on that. I'll leave the Navy alone for now. Now, with air superiority and bombers everywhere, and a lot of troops that were preparing while the Germans were being bombarded, we might have a good chance. So far, so good. Why did I join precisely at this moment? Well, because Czechoslovakia was defending nicely and they were still alive. If we waited longer, Czechoslovakia would have capitulated, and thus some of the German forces, would have been freed to oppress us instead. We are already reaching Berlin. Gain-based war support minus 10%. That is a bad thing, but if we can prevent Japan from antagonizing us, that would be great. Also, we have taken Berlin. Well, historically, the Yalta Conference was actually very much in the interest of the Soviets. Yes, we are going to accept that, and then, we'll do what we usually do. Alright, looks like we have chosen the right moment. Spain was in a bit of trouble, but our offensive here fixed it, and now we are advancing on all sides. There's always a lot of war participation from bombing in everything, and I've bombed so much. I wonder why I'm not getting that participation. Belgium has capitulated once more. Munich is about to be ours, and I think that will be the last big victory point they own. Yep, they have capitulated. That's it. We have completed the requirement of the challenge. But let's let the game run a bit longer and see how much we can get once Italy is taken care of. Romania turned more towards fascism, so I decided to resume boosting communism there. But now we're just waiting for Italy to be taken care of. And, well, thousands of our planes are helping. Ah, crap. Romania's doing join the Axis. That's not very smart of them in the present geopolitical situation, is it? I see a naval invasion landed here. Well, that will simplify things, which means Italy is about to fall. Just Naples and Palermo, and there it is. The end of the war. Now, we didn't actually do much fighting ourselves. I mean, we did bomb, but yeah. So, we are not the first to do things. We will want to satellite East Germany and puppet Czechoslovakia in the first round. Alright, that is our first round. Now, the Allies will not take anything that is East Germany core, so let's get a vacation spot. Let's make sure to give Czechoslovakia their cores back. Poland is not giving me its core. Do you want something for yourself? Yes, Poland really wants a lot of stuff. Sure. If we want this to actually work, we have to take the land ourselves. We have just one bit of territory, Lower Austria, left, and I can pass more, and eventually I'll be able to take it for myself, but I'm curious to see what will happen if I just puppet Germany as well. And that ends the peace conference. Let's see the result. Okay. Poland got some land, we have East Germany, we have Germany, we have West Germany, Austria. Yeah, this is the Soviet bloc reaching further than, it used to. And I can just give this back to Germany. But I wonder what happens. So we have East Germany and Socialist Republic of Germany, ruled by the same guy. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, it triggered. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to puppet Germany, because now this automatically was returned to West Germany. I only did that as a test. It should go to Austria. Italy became communist. I am not sure. Yes, it's a puppet of Spain. Interesting. So Spain actually got enough war score to puppet Italy. That is great news for me. See, the Comintern definitely has the majority in Europe against the Allies. And one important thing, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the United States never joined the war. So if you were to argue that the Allies would have won on their own anyway, well, they wouldn't. If we just stayed out of it completely, either Italy and Germany would have invaded Britain, I have seen that happen, and just ended the war, or the United States would have joined and harassed Germany together with Britain for a long time. At the end date, this would still all belong to the Axis. At least this is my assessment. There you have it. This is how you fight and win a war with no army. Political meddling, puppets, air force and navy can do quite a lot, but the political meddling I mentioned is probably the most powerful weapon at our disposal. The glorious border gore. I'm sure half of you hate it, but I do enjoy some chaos. Anyway, that is it for this video. A little more weird than usual perhaps, but I do hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think, what you like and what you dislike about it, and most importantly, make sure to suggest what my next challenge should be. Though you might be interested in checking the playlist that is in the description below to see my previous challenges, because I very often get suggestions to do challenges that I have actually done already. That link is in the description, as well as a Patreon link if you would like to tip me. And that's it for today. I will see you soon. Goodbye.